I am still Andy Black. Yeah, no, I've kind of a bit of an interest. I've done one or two before, and I have a bit of an interest in doing some seminars. I don't know, more to give something back, really, rather than any other reason. That's assuming people think I am giving something. But yeah, I mean, and the premise of them is to get people into dialogue so they can actually get a sense of where they're at. And whether people are trying to move forward in terms of being the best poker player in the world, or whether they're just trying to make sure they enjoy the game, it doesn't really matter, you know. It's designed so as one just tries to establish what people want to move forward to, and then how to actually help them, you know. So I think it worked pretty well, and yeah, that was the basic idea. Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. I mean, I would count myself amongst that. I mean, I'm going to try and change that in the next while. But there's unbelievable amount of options technically now in terms of, you know, all the game theory and all of the endless permutations. But there is a little gap in the market for the kind of thing I was doing, which is much more personally based. It's, you know, one isn't, for example, making an assumption that everybody is there to become the best poker player ever. You know, a lot of people are there just to, and there was quite a few people there who just want to kind of enjoy themselves a bit and want to have a bit of crack, and yet maybe don't want to be a complete fool. And, you know, it's important that everybody actually gets the opportunity to be actually met as such. Because if the game of poker becomes too kind of nerdy, you know, it's not so much fun for everyone, and it's also not so much value, you know. Well, it's just life, you know. I mean, these things change, you know. So the game has become like that simply because people have become better. Now, whether one wants to actually spend time in an environment where it's more like that is very much a personal choice. But certainly, from my point of view, you know, I took up poker in some ways to have a bit of crack, rather than be too cerebral. In some ways, I was getting away from a scenario that was more cerebral, and there's a certain irony that the cerebral aspect of things has followed me there, like 25 years later. But you know, I have to adapt like everyone else. So, but most of the players sort of, you know, more social players and players who play in something like this, you know, it's actually a lot more fun, you know, because they're prepared to chat a bit. They're not taking things too seriously. You know, you don't find, you know, 5 or 6 people at the table with earphones in. You know, they've come over for a bit of a holiday, and there's very, very talented poker players, and then there's people who, you know, just are coming as purely a social thing. So, and everything in between. Well, I mean, if you look back to, I mean, it's always been the case that the best games are created by people who realize that those people who are less skilled, that part of the skill is to, you know, encourage them to enjoy the game more and have a bit of fun and engage with them, you know, because people are coming to meet people. So, you know, it's on 2 levels. One, you know, one is addressing the preferences of people coming to have a bit of fun, and 2, you know, it's good business. You know, it always has been. You know, when poker becomes incredibly tight in a particular environment, you know, the thing that keeps it going is people who are prepared to, you know, have a bit of a laugh and engage and meet people who maybe, you know, amateurs, you know, and that's actually what the amateurs sort of, you know, want. You know, people want to have a bit of a laugh with me, so I don't want to sit there and kind of, yeah, but as far as what people do, you know, I would have as much respect for people who decide to just sit there and play the maths thing. You know, it's just my choice to do it otherwise. So I wouldn't want to advocate any people to do any particular thing. You know, I just fancy doing that myself. You know, because that's the kind of environment I like to have around me. Well, I've been rather lucky because I had aces against kings, and the 7-bet all-in got called, and so I pretty much doubled up, you know. So that's, I've won a few other pots, but I've gone from 30 to 60, and it's very early, and I have to get more than 70 because I had 70,000 yesterday, so I have to get more than 70 for the chips to count. So it's going well, nice people at the table, and I am enjoying myself. Bit tired.